Hi there friends, and welcome to this evening's pick a card reading. Now, I don't usually do pick a card readings at this time, but I was prompted to do one due to the full moon in Scorpio / lunar eclipse. There's some powerful messages that are going on today, so I just felt prompted to do it. It will be happening in about 5 hours in the UK. So yeah, here we are with this reading. So we have 3 piles for you to choose from. We have pile 1, which is the Tower of the Holy Spectrum. We have pile 2, which is the Dream Visions Tarot. And then we have pile 3, which is the Tarot by Caro. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Pause the video if you need to, and just meditate on the question. What is it, and what information and what messages is this full moon in Scorpio lunar eclipse bringing me? Okay, timestamps will be below, and I will see you at your reading. Bye. Hello pile 1, and welcome to your reading. Now, just to let you know that I was prompted to do this reading really last minute, and I have to be really quiet, so because it's quite late, and my neighbour's bedroom is just underneath me, so I really hope that you can hear me. I've got the mic quite close up to my mouth, so fingers crossed you'll be able to hear me. So you chose the Tower of the Holy Spectrum. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read with some oracle cards first, and pick one of those for you first. So group 1, what are your messages from this lunar eclipse that is happening tonight? What are your messages from this lunar eclipse? Obviously you won't be able to see this until after the lunar eclipse, but I'll be channeling these messages for you. So what are your messages for this lunar eclipse for pile 1? Cards are a little bit sticky, so I'm shuffling them a different way. Okay, I hope you can see that. So you've got the holly, and you've got the robin as well. So there's a deep sense of winter going on. Okay. Right, and then it's going to be quite short, this reading. Well, it's going to be a bit shorter than the other pick of cards. So I'll just do 2. What messages do we have for group 1 from this lunar eclipse and this full moon in Scorpio? Full moon in Scorpio, lunar eclipse messages. Full moon in Scorpio, lunar eclipse messages. And you have the owl, and it was also reversed. And given that I'm reading this at this particular time as well, I will take it as that. I'll just stand up so that you can see that. So there's some blocks that are happening right here. Pile 1. Some blocks that are going on. So pile 1, something is telling me that you are really working hard, possibly overworking, and you need to take some rest because it is leaving you open to things which you do not want to be open to. That could be sickness, that could be tiredness. Also, the holly card here represents a path, you're in a fork in the road, so there's a indication of where to go, which way you're gonna go. So yeah, there's a choice that needs to be made here. There's a choice. So this decision that you need to make as well is dependent on how you take care of yourself and how you view yourself in this moment, you know, because I feel like you're in a winter, or you're supposed to be in a winter, but you're not allowing yourself to be in this winter because Holly, you know, is around at that time. And I remember I was in a place where it was winter, and robins were eating out of our hands, and this is what this card reminds me of, that crisp, like we're talking about, like January, December vibes. So winter is coming to me, and because of your lack of seeing that you need this winter, and I don't mean that as in like you need to go into a deep winter. I'm talking about that you need rest. You need some kind of rest. You need to take something, because it's leaving you vulnerable. There may be a possibility that you might forget things, or you might not be as aware as you need to be for something that's important. There may be information that you don't remember, or you don't recognize, or maybe you might miss because of that. So that's the first message I'm getting. Okay, so I'm going to go in with your tarot now. Okay. Spirit, what messages do you have for group 1? Dear Spirit, what messages do you have for group 1 for this Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse? What messages do you have for group 1 for this full moon Scorpio lunar eclipse? Two of Pentacles. I hope you can see those two cards. Yeah, you can. What messages do you want to give to pile 1? The Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. You want to change things. You want to try things, but there's too many. There's too many things going on. Some of you may have children. Ace of Swords, reversed. Six of Pentacles. Sorry, Six of... No, that's the Four of Wands. Four of Wands reversed. What messages do you have for group 1 for this lunar eclipse? This full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Okay. So you got a couple of extra there. Pile 1. Okay, right, so we've got the Ten of Cups. We have... I thought there was meant to be 8, but clearly there was supposed to be 10. I thought 10 initially, but then all of a sudden, and then I tried to make it 8, but actually... That's the Three of Swords, reversed. The Four of Pentacles and the Moon. Sorry, the Four of, you can tell it's late. The Four of Cups and the Moon. Wow. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that you're really overworked. Really overworked. And you've kind of lost your sense of happiness because there's this kind of desire to want to maintain this family unit, this nice situation. You may not be in a family unit, you may just be with a partner. Or you may be wanting to, you have a nice home, you have something together, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. It was almost like a romanticized idealization about it. And what this full moon is bringing you, this full moon lunar eclipse, is telling you to check yourself and to remember like why you're doing it. Not just remember why you're doing it, but also to take a look into yourself to see whether or not this is really what you want. Do you really want this? Because we have the Four of Wands here reversed, but then we have the Ten of Cups here. So it's almost like you've sacrificed your true idea of happiness for a kind of B-rate idea of happiness. And that has the contentedness has allowed you to feel okay. I also get the sense that you're starting things and you're trying to start things so that you can kind of gain more independence within yourself. And you will get there, but it's very tough. It's almost like you can't quite get started. And there's still something that you have to do. There's also something that you're refusing. You're not. There's some real help that you're not recognizing. Sorry, excuse me. You're not recognizing. Bottom of the deck energy is the Two of Swords. Yeah, of course. And look at that moon. Can you see that though? I don't even think you can. Can you? Yeah, you can actually if I leave it in this. But yeah, so what the moon is trying to tell you here, what this lunar eclipse is trying to tell you, is that you have got resources that you are overlooking. In fact, if you do have children, they may help you in ways that you might not even realize. I think you've got to be clever. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. And you need to work smarter because you have a lot to do. I just see someone juggling a lot of things here. So yeah, that's what I see. I do see some personal projects, as I said, like you trying to start up things, but it's almost like you don't have the time. And you don't have the capacity to even like start it. I mean, You do have a 4 of Wands here, but I just feel like there's a sacrifice going on, particularly with this 10 as well. You're like, I'm kind of moving beyond the fact that I can't have exactly what I want, but I'm going to just settle for this. And that will be your own journey in considering whether or not you want to take that path or not, if that's going to be enough for you. And I think you need to get ready for that journey, because if you continue the way that you're going, it's not really going, you're going to find out later on down the road that it's not going to be everything that it's all cracked up to be. So you need to be, just to really ask yourself the question, is this how I want to continue my life? Is this what I want to do? Is this how I'm going to live my life? Is this the way it's going to be? So for example, you could be, you know, you could be a young mother or someone with young kids. You've probably maybe just had a baby or two, and maybe you're on your second baby, but now you're really wanting to do something else. You're like, right, I really want to change my job or something like that, and you want to do that, but there's something that's hindering you in communicating that and starting that up. And you may even deny yourself in order to continue. Maybe you did deny yourself for the sake of the second child. Maybe that happened. I don't know. But you know, you did sacrifice. And it's almost like there's a golden opportunity that you're turning down. A chance to learn. But this will come back. So just be ready, because you've turned it down by the looks of things. So just be ready. You will have to face it eventually. In Spirit, what messages do we have? Pile. Okay, you got 2. So we have Ascension and we have Honouring Your Energy. I think pretty apt. I hope you can see them. Okay. That's Ascension. That's Honouring Your Energy. So we've got these 2 here. So Ascension is this. I felt that. I felt that you've got to go on a journey. You've got to walk this path. And no matter how much you try and busy yourself, it's not going to go away. It's still going to be there. So you can try as much as you like, but it won't go away, my dear. It's not going anywhere. So what are you going to do? You're going to face it now? Or are you going to face it another time? It looks to me like you're going to face it another time. But this is the message that the lunar eclipse is bringing you. It's about you confronting the fact that you're overworking yourself. You're not honouring your energy. I mean, it wasn't reversed. It was the right way up. So in a way you are, but there's still work to be done. Still a process to be done, because there's something that you're denying yourself here. Maybe throat chakra stuff. Maybe you want to take up a hobby or something like that. That gives your heart joy. That makes you sing. And that needs to be about you, no one else. Okay, one final message. Dear Spirit, what messages do you have for pile 1? For the Scorpio lunar eclipse. The Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse. It's a mouthful, isn't it? Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse message for pile 1. I just want 1, thank you. Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse messages, please. Pile 1, thank you. Honesty. I can't expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So you need to be honest with yourself. Pile 1. Honesty is the best policy in this case. if you choose to be honest with yourself in this respect, which I think you want to be, if you do have kids, they will lead you to that. They'll lead you to that truth and honesty. If you don't have kids, and you're not in a family situation, and you're not even with someone, this is about how you create the home for yourself, how you create this domain for yourself. And look back to your childhood. Look back to the things that make you feel like a child, make you feel alive, make you feel like you want to look up, like this page is here, towards his pentacle and towards his wand, with curiosity and joy and eagerness. Because right now I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling like it's quite dull. I'm feeling like you're quite stagnant. Not stagnant, I feel like the energy is depleted. So it's all about recharging your energy, taking your time to recharge. Because, as I said, like, you could be vulnerable. I don't know, I just see some silly mistakes that might happen if you're too tired, you know? So just make sure you're taking care of yourself, pile 1. Okay, I think that's everything for your messages, pile 1. But yeah, I think you're on a journey, my loves. You're on a journey. And use this full moon in Scorpio to empower yourself. Be honest with what you want and set it out there. Take care, my loves, and I'll see you in future readings. I hope you enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up if you did like it. Yeah, see you soon. Bye. Hello, pile 2, and welcome to your reading. You picked the Dream Visions Tarot. I'm going to start with some oracle cards to give us an idea of your reading. So we are looking at the energies that are being transmuted to you during this full moon lunar eclipse, this full moon in Scorpio lunar eclipse. I have to be really quiet because my next door neighbour's bedroom is like literally just underneath where I do my cards, but I was really prompted to do this reading for you. So, and Spirit says that you've got to do it. You've got to do it, really. And I've learned that now you've just got to follow it. Really, there's no chance. There's no choice in these matters. And the last reading that I did, the shadow work reading, I did it quite late, and I don't know. I always seem to give really good readings when I'm absolutely shattered. I don't know why, so it works both ways. Let's see what happens. The Spirit, what messages do you have for part 2? That's too many. Okay, so the Spirit, what messages do you have for pile 2? Spirit, what messages do you have for pile 2 in this full moon in Scorpio lunar eclipse? The Elder. Wow. Group 2, this is magical for you. Magical, magical time for you. Okay, now I'm just going to have a look at what the Witch's Oracle has to say. I think at night the energies are like a lot stronger. So yeah, look at that. Pentacle, and it was reversed. Avocation. I'm just going to stand up to show you. So this is the Elder. And this is the Pentacle. What are you evoking, pile 2? What are you evoking? What is it that you're evoking? So pile 2, it seems like you may be distracting yourselves with certain things. You know, there is a lot of magic there. You seem to be doing a few things and bits and pieces, but it seems to me like there may be some distraction that's going on. Some procrastination, something like that. Particularly with this reversed pentacle. It's like you're indulging in things that you're trying to, you may be justifying that what you're doing is helpful to you, but actually you're getting distracted. I see these both as warning cards. Let's see what the tarot has to say. You seem to be pretty powerful manifestors. Now, when I say that you're powerful, pile 2, I'm not talking about you being just magical or mystical. I'm talking about you being able to get what you want. You have an ability to be able to, you know, if you have your sights set on something, you get it. Yeah? So you don't have to be all into crystals and cards and all of that. It's about how you know, about how you put things forward, how you make things happen for yourself. I really pride myself on being able to put this in a realistic context in terms of how we use how we are able to use this spiritual concept, this spirituality, and also these tools in order to like push us forward and help us. It's just another tool. It's just another tool. There's no mysticism really about it. It's just about how we perceive it. Obviously there is mystical concepts that we can go into. Of course there is. But it's grounded in human nature and reality. And I think that's really important to remember. Something prompted me to say that. That clearly was something that you needed to hear, pile number 2, so please do remember that. I say it with love. Okay. Dear Spirit, what messages? 8 of Cups reversed. Full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio. What messages from this full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio part 2? What messages for this full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio? Full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio. What is the messages for this full moon, lunar eclipse in Scorpio? Right, okay. Do you remember I said at the beginning, what are you manifesting, pile? Okay, what are you manifesting, pile 2? What are you manifesting? What are you doing, pile 2? What are you doing? What are you up to? I'm curious. You certainly are up to something, aren't you? Full moon, lunar eclipse messages. Full moon, lunar eclipse messages, please. Full moon, lunar eclipse messages. Full moon, lunar eclipse messages, pile 2. Okay, you got 2. Got spoiled there. Okay. Right. It's almost like you keep revisiting something because something keeps on drawing you back to it. You want to make a new beginning of it, but instead you just keep on like kind of, you know, okay, right, this is a really weird example, but toddlers do certain things. They do certain things again and again and again. It's almost like that, and they get like a constant enjoyment out of it. So, like for example, they'll like get onto a, they might get onto a table and fall off of it again and go crashing into the floor or crashing into the carpet, and they haven't got hurt, but it's pretty like it's a fall nonetheless. But they just do it again and again and again and again, and I see this loop. You're almost stuck in a loop. It will come out though. It will break down. It's no choice. It's gonna break. It's gonna break into pieces. It's gonna be destroyed. Thank God for that. What are the messages that this full moon in Scorpio lunar eclipse is bringing to pile 2? You have to know where to put your energy. You have to know where to put your energy. Bottom of the deck is the 7 of Swords reversed. You have to know where to put your energy, because you're kind of internalizing it, and that's not helpful. You have an opportunity to face it, but you're choosing not to, and this full moon lunar eclipse is saying to you, you need to look at this. You need to look at what you're putting your energy towards that you know is not what you should be putting your energy into. You know what I'm talking about. But also you might not. You might not. As in, you know that there's something, but you might not know what it is. Because there's a sense of you keeping on trying to start again, but it doesn't quite work out. You've got the energy to do it. You've got a lot of energy, but it's being put in the wrong direction. Particularly with these two here. These two are telling me that you're invoking something. If you're using this full moon to like invoke some stuff, just I put up a meme about it actually today on my Instagram page. I said about like how what was it that it says, go check it out, but it's about summoning a particular type of spirit. And if you do that sort of stuff, then I would recommend that you just check everything before you do it, because you might, yeah, just make sure you just got everything correct. Because there can also be that habit of like, and coming back to that analogy I was saying about the 2-year-old just kind of like jumping off of the table and then just hitting down on the ground and then keeping on doing it and doing it and doing it again. You know, you keep on thinking that you may do this particular spell or something, or this particular ritual in order to do something, in order to get something, and it doesn't work. So there will be something, there will be a major crash, a tower moment as we call it, that will encourage you to change your mindset. But there's a sense of stubbornness that I'm sensing here, and that needs to be dismantled. And it may cause you to go back onto your own, but I think you need to get out of this. You need to get out of this energy. You need to face what it is that you can't see and understand that, you know, there is deception here, I feel. But there's this, you know, I think I said it in an earlier reading, the moon is when you can't see anything, or when you can't see what's happening, but you know that you have to go into the darkness. The moon reversed is when you're actually putting yourself in the darkness so that you don't see what's going on. You're deceiving yourself. I do see 2 people here, so there could be something going on there. if we were referring to a work situation, it could be that you may be being veered to going into something that may not be entirely wholesome, particularly with these two reversed. So as I said, even like on the analogy of like a ritual in witchcraft, I would also say, if this was a work situation, that do your best to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into, because that's really important. Yeah, because it seems to me like there's a bit of a need for you to earn money or something like that. You want to, or maybe you want to get a bit further ahead than where you are. But I don't like this Page of Swords here, underneath this moon. It's a deceptive energy. And the Fool is usually like this new beginning or whatever, but here I'm actually seeing a fool. I'm seeing somebody who's not being who's taking the risk. If it was reversed, I'd say you weren't taking the risk, but it's the right way up and you're taking a risk, and I don't see anything here that's telling me that this is a good thing to do. Seems to me like you're jumping in headfirst into a pool of water that you don't know the depths of. That's what I'm seeing. There's an idealization going on here. It's powerful reading. You've got like the Fool, the Tower, the Hermit, and the Sun. And you've got Temperance here as well. Let's not forget. I think this is in your advantage, pile 2. But just be careful of these two cats. I just think that there's something going on here. And if there aren't these people in your life, it's not about that. It's about you being able to face certain things and you not being truthful with yourself. And also a tendency to leap before you look. If there are no energies, like if there aren't people that you can think of, it should come immediately to mind. Don't try and fit it. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. And Temperance was this way. I think it was right way up though. I think it was. Yeah, you know what you're doing. You know. You've got a good balance on this. You've got a good head on your shoulders. But you can't rest. You need to be on your toes, pile 2. You need to keep on your toes because there are sharks out here. There are sharks. And that's because you've chosen not to move on. You've chosen not to walk away from something. And that's ended up causing some kind of disillusionment. It's interesting actually saying that. The 8 is the... I've forgotten what the word is for when something comes after it. But obviously 7, the 7 of Cups is dreams and fantasies. And this 8 was reversed, so it means you're reverting back to the 7 in a way. I'm just taking that as my own interpretation in this reading. So it means to me that you are going back into the illusion, but this wasn't the 7 of Cups, it was the moon, so it's even harder. It's a higher stake issue here, and particularly with the Tower. There's a lot of darkness here, pile 2. You must illuminate. You must bring the light to the situation. You can, but you need to really be discerning. Don't be foolish in believing that you can trust people to do the jobs that you need to know, that depend on you knowing that they're done. And that's a warning, a stark warning. That's what the lunar eclipse is bringing you. You don't want another one of those. You want another one of these. Perfection. Is that perfection? Perception. I can't even see it. It'd be funny if it says perception. Oh, hello. It says perception. I don't know if you can see that. It says perception. So the perception is clouded. It's clouded. You're not seeing things. You're not. Perception is not clear. You must work on your perception. Pile 2. Pile 2, pile 2, pile 2. Your perception is clouded. How are you perceiving things? Increase your powers of perception. That's your message. Oh wow, look at that. I'm telling you, pile 2, this is insane. I'm so sorry. Hold on, let's see if I can do that. Bear me 1 second. I had to switch on the lights, but yeah, you can't see it at all. You can just about see it. But I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. This is about judgment with others and about how you have that judgment with others. But I would also translate it to you having your judgment really clear, really crystal. So using your discernment, your perception, being really clear is going to be your advice, pile 2. And keeping on your toes. Keeping on your toes and being aware. Don't box yourself in and just get on with what you have to get on with. Nah, this is not the time to do that. You need to move. You need to keep your eyes peeled and aware, because things are happening and things may be happening that you don't know. So that's your advice, pile 2. I hope you found this useful. Please do like this video if you did like it. Please do subscribe for more videos, and happy full moon and lunar eclipse. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Pile 3, hello and welcome to your reading. You chose the Tarot by Caro, so we are going to have a little look at some oracle cards first to see what the energies are that is coming up with this full moon in Scorpio, this lunar eclipse. These cards are a little bit sticky, so I might just pick one a different way. Seed, oh my gosh. So this is the Seed and Sickle Tarot. Well, not tarot, the oracle. And this is the first card in the deck. The Seed. Okay, pile 1. Sorry, pile 3. It's because this is the first card I was looking at. Seeds are very gentle. The seed and the seedling is something quite gentle. It's interesting how we have like a little seedling. We don't have an actual seed. It's the first stages of growth. So something might be in a really early stage. And there may be some issues with it. What's going on? Okay, let's have a look. This what messages for pile 3? What messages for pile 3 do you have? messages do you have for pile 3? Candle, illumination. Okay, yeah, there's a sense of the conditions needing to be right in order for you to sprout, to come forward, for things to take birth, to take light, to come through. Because if the conditions for the seed is not in the right space, it can't grow. So this is about you being able to bring some kind of light, illumination, heat, warmth, something that is going to help to sprout this. And it's really interesting because we have this here, which is the triple spiral. I can't remember what that's called, but it's a fertility symbol. And that's a really important symbol to help. And she's also got a shell here, which is symbolic of the female genitalia as well. So it's that awakening, that enlightening, something that springs forth to give birth. I wasn't sure if this was reversed or not, but yeah, there seems to be some kind of like limitation that's happening, something that you're not able to get growing. Something's not happening. Okay, dear Spirit, I'm going to use your tarot now. Dear Spirit, what messages do you have for pile 3? Wow, I can't believe it. That's exactly the same card that came up for pile 2, in exactly the same position. How interesting. Dear Spirit, what messages do you have for this full moon lunar eclipse? Wow. I was talking about the 7 of Cups in the other reading. This is uncanny. There's a reason why we do this stuff at night, isn't it? 7 of Pentacles. Temperance. That came up in pile 2's reading as well. The King of Swords. King of Wands came up there. Wow, this is freaky. The Knight of Cups. What messages for pile 3? The 5 of Pentacles reversed. What messages for pile 3? What messages for pile 3 on this full moon Scorpio lunar eclipse? The Devil reversed. That's such an interesting devil. Full moon lunar eclipse. This full moon lunar eclipse. What are the messages for pile 3 on this full moon lunar eclipse? Thank you. Wow. The 4 reversed and the Ace of Swords. Also in pile 2, the 4. Well, there's clearly some congruent collective energy that's going on here, pile. Oh my god, I just realised I didn't have the microphone in and I've been speaking into the microphone. I really hope that you can hear me in this reading. If you haven't, then I've just done this entire reading, which is all 3 piles. I really hope you can hear it. There's not much I can do. I can't believe I didn't plug you in. I can do that now though. Okay, you might not be able to hear me before. Now the volume is going to be a lot better because I was talking in quite a low voice because it's quite late, and my next door neighbours, their bedroom is literally, their bed is literally below my table where I do my readings. So yeah, and they're you know and they're working tomorrow. So anyway, this is really interesting. This clinging of an idea, clinging onto an idea, which is causing this imbalance within you. This kind of belief that there are people who have your best interests at heart, but they don't. There could be some jealousy here, I'm seeing. And it's causing you to be a little bit off kilter. I see a similarity between this card here, this candle card, and this temperance card here. I just feel like you're keeping yourself in the dark, possibly because it might be better not to know. There may be that attitude of, what I don't know won't hurt me. Ostrich in the sand kind of vibe, like head in the sand kind of vibe. That's not going to work in this situation, which is what the full moon lunar eclipse is telling you. And you know, the full moon lunar eclipse is about things that are going to be coming into the light after being hidden. What's interesting is these four as well here. There's this sense of you not, I don't know if it's so much as in you not being alone, or rather than you elevating to a new level that makes you not feel alone. Because I feel like you're going to leave these guys behind. This King of Swords, you're going to go beyond that. And this Knight of Cups, you're going to move forward. Because whoever this is, they're not allowing you to shine your light. They're not allowing you to be who you want to be. They're actually keeping you away. So in order for you to, do you know what I see? I see a job. I see like you leaving. You have a job where you've put like a lot of stuff in there. You had like idealizations, realizations. You had idealizations, dreams, possibilities of you being able to do things. But yeah, it hasn't worked out. You've only got so far. It's almost like you've got up to a glass ceiling. Which means that basically it's a ceiling that you can't see. Like, you know, no matter what you do, you still can't go beyond it. Yeah, if I get a sense of like banging your head against the wall, which is similar to group 2, but it's a different, very different format. Like, it's almost like this is a new thing. It's almost like you're not allowed to progress. Like you've got like certain things that are blocking you. And I think these two are blocking you. And you know that they are. You know that they're not really, like, you know that they're, maybe it's two people within a company that are not really doing the best for the company. You know, you're just like, wow, you've been here for years. You manage the company, or you're in a managerial position, but yet you're still not helping the company. You know, you're not forward thinking. And then you might have somebody who's I get almost like a kind of Casanova energy, almost like a bit somebody who uses flirtation rather than actually knowing anything about the job. And because these two like each other, they're the ones who are there. And you're like there to really just do the work. And you felt like ostracized before, but now you're like, right, you've been rewarded. I think you might even get a promotion. Because it doesn't say to me that you'll get a new beginning. Because you're also not succumbing to any kind of temptation. You're actually like, no. So I don't know, you might get a promotion within the same place where you are, but I don't see you starting anywhere, and I don't see you taking any unnecessary risks. But you might have to. I think you need to break out of your comfort zone in order to get more, and you're a bit too scared to. The Ace of Swords here, you're finding it difficult to communicate and even think, you know? That's why I think it's going to be really important for you to bring some, like, look, she's looking at the sun. So there's going to be this element of you needing to be really, to bring illumination to your mind and to your thoughts, to bring clarity. It's more light though, not so much clarity, but light, because you've got things clear. It's about you knowing about stuff. And I feel like it's not clear because it's hazy, that's what it is. Because there's an idealization about it. And this haziness is getting you out of kilter. And that's why this seed is still in the dark. Please only take what resonates, discard the rest. Yeah. I think that's your message, part 3. Like, I think you've got a sense of illusion about things and you need to get like really clued up on it. You know, face the reality. Look at things in the light of day. No pun intended, considering I'm doing this at night. But yeah, look at things with the light of day so that you can actually see it for what it is, as opposed to just pretending that it is something that it isn't. Thank you, Spirit, for shuffling those cards for me. And then you'll also get some clarity. I think when you reach up to this higher position, you'll be able to, like when you don't feel so alone. But there are 2 characters, and I'm getting them as 2 male energies that are, as I said, one that's like in a more kind of CEO role, and the other one that's more kind of like a kind of Casanova-y kind of like assistant, maybe. I don't know. But somebody that uses his ability to flirt to get him where he needs to go. And that could be a woman as well, or that could be, it could be either gender. Gender is fluid. Also, roles are reversed as well, so you could be one of these. But there's something that has to change. More light has to be shed into the situation. The Spirit may have one card for advice for pile 3. Anger. Wow. Can you see that? Anger there, yeah, you can see that. These cards are a little bit hard to see. So, anger. That's interesting. Do you know what I get from that pile 3? I get that are you exercising? I feel like you need to get your aggression out. Because I feel like these guys frustrate you. I feel a lot of frustration with this Temperance reversed. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. Yeah, it's something that you need to watch, because with Temperance reversed you can get really angry. because you can't control your anger, you can't control yourself, you can't be temperate, going off the rails. So just watch that, And it's interesting how we have like the wasp here, you could really sting, like really hurt and really sting. So just be aware of that, pile 3. And that might be quite not so good for these guys. And yourself, obviously. And that also matches with the Ace of Swords reverse. You want to make sure that your communication is crystal. You want to make sure that you're clear with your words. You want to make sure that you're saying what you're supposed to be saying. You want to make sure that you are really being clear with how you communicate yourself in this situation, because there may be some things that might stop you or may be used against you in this respect. Nothing malicious, but don't give them anything, basically. That's what the full moon in Scorpio in this lunar eclipse is telling you. And here it says acceptance. I'm learning to accept the things I cannot change. So yeah. You can't change people. You can change things though. You can change yourself and you can change situations. But you can't change people. People have to change themselves. You can't change things about people. But you can change the way that you react to people. What was that saying that I put on one of my readings? How people react is their karma, but how you react is yours. I think that's brilliant. That's a brilliant thing for this reading, really. And illumination. It's all about illumination. Bringing things to the light. Taking things forward. Because there's none of that here. You do have the sun, but in the other, sorry, my stomach, if you could hear that. Yeah, you need to get clear. It's not that there isn't light, actually. It's more about clarity. But I said that earlier. Actually, I'm completely contradicting myself now, actually. I said it's more about light and not about clarity. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a haze. It's hazy. I feel like it's light, but it's hazy. So things need to get more in focus and more clear. I hope I said that earlier. I'm sorry. My brain's just going into meltdown because it's so late. But anyway, I think that's everything for you. I really hope that this reading helped. I'm just trying to think any more messages. Yeah, just being really clear. Being clear, pile 3. Be as clear as you can be. And understand that sometimes you just can't change people. You can only change yourself and things. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, pile 3, whenever you're watching this. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did like this reading, please like the video. If you didn't, if you didn't, let me know what happened. But I really hope you did. But yeah, any comments will be appreciated. Any feedback or whatever, if you want to give it to me. Please only take what resonates, because you've got to remember these are general readings. And general readings resonate with some, don't resonate with others. So if it doesn't work for you, get rid of it. Just say, oh no, that definitely wasn't for me. I look at a lot of readings on YouTube and I say the same thing. Some of them I just switch off, but that doesn't mean anything about the reading. So what? It's like a paper you read, oh, it's telling me about this version of the news. I don't resonate with that. I think I'll go to another paper and I might read another story that actually resonates with me. So be really clear about that. Quite congruent with this reading, right? Anyway, you take care, pile 3. Happy lunar eclipse, and I will speak to you soon. Good luck.